Well, what I can say is it does look like people are doing a very good job as far as public awareness goes and like educating the public, and it seems to be going well. Look at Donald Trump's approval rating. So we need to keep doing that. I am here to talk about, we need to get a get out the vote campaign started, okay? 33% or something. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so a third of the population did not vote in the last election. I have been out here running petitions and trying to get signatures and get laws passed and stuff, and there's been times when we've been successful and times when we haven't been. And when we're not, you know, I just want to set a clear example. Like when we were trying to pass for legalizing marijuana in the state of Colorado, the first time, people did not vote, and it did not pass. And then we had to run those petitions again. And then I'm out there asking, why didn't you vote? People were all like, you know, engaging. They wanted it passed, but they were too busy smoking pot at home and chose not to vote. And so we had to get real hard on it the second time to get them out voting instead of smoking pot at home. I hope that sets a clear enough example on why we need to get out the vote campaign. So that is something that you can Google. It is something you can look up. Get out the vote. I would like to see people buddying up with the politicians in their districts. I don't feel comfortable quite yet talking about anything like this on any other platform, especially TikTok. Like, I don't want the wrong information getting into the wrong hands, but I do think we need to run a get out the vote campaign. And I think it needs to be fun and engaging. We got to figure out how we're going to get people enthusiastic about voting for these representatives. And there's a lot of them. They come from different districts in your state. So it would be good, a good starting point would be to know what the district for your state, where you are, is doing and who they are. But we need to be having conversations. We need to be getting public momentum going on this so we can have a successful election. I know that people are frustrated and everything, but we need to be out here communicating and just making sure that it happens. I like the idea of people doing carpools. You know, when I was on, I don't want to like talk too openly about certain things, but there's this one presidential campaign I was on, and they had buses, you know, but that was a presidential campaign. That's a larger scale campaign. But I mean, we could set up carpools and find ways to get people safely to the polls. We got to figure out how we're going to get them registered. I made a whole post on my Substack about what can you do now that the Orange Oompa Loompa has taken over. It's got stuff about doing a get out the vote. But this is something I would like to see some momentum towards because I think it's very important. Out of time, I'm going to go. I think there should be at least like somebody in each district reporting on what their district representative that is running for office for this upcoming midterm is doing. Like I think that we should have these people under the microscope. And the problem is this is where we start getting in that territory where people don't want to pay attention. They don't want to be involved. It's like, yeah, politics sucks, dude. But if we want to try to get out of the situation, laziness or discomfort is going to need to be confronted. And I just think that we would be much better off with a lot of people out here acting as mouthpieces to get people to get out and vote. And also to hold these representatives accountable. Standing Rock happened and our mayor was out behind the podium talking about how he went over there and he saw that they were throwing people in cages. He explained his eyewitness account and he was there working with the people with great concern. That is what I want to see out of a politician. We've only got like a small handful of Congress members that are actually doing that right now. And for those guys, I tip my hat to you, and I've been doing everything I can to push people into your direction and make sure they're paying attention. That's what an example looks like. You need to be talking to the people that you are meant to serve so you can understand what the issues are that they're upset about and show that you care. This is not about getting in office so you can have a free ride and sit and wait it out. We can't do that this term especially. So hold them accountable to be out there working with the public. Communicate with them. Contact them. You know, if you know one of these politicians, make sure that they know how to use social media so they can come out here and speak directly with the people on these platforms. But if you're going to be trying to get office and you think you're going to kick back or whatever, like, no, we need you to solve the problems that the people are facing, and that means engaging with the public, and that's what the people want to see. You are supposed to be a representative of the people. That's just... When somebody is out here actually engaging with the public, I think that they care, and I you know, would much rather prefer to see that than somebody who hides in an office all day that we have no idea what they're even doing. Yeah, no, I think that being seen and working with the public is the best way to have a successful political career. If politics is what you're in it for and not money, if you're in it for money, then I expect you to be hiding in your office. And that's my perspective as a civilian and a citizen, and I bet you a lot of other people see it the same way. If you're hiding in an office, we don't know what you're doing, and we're just assuming that you're fraternizing with lobbyists and doing shady shit. That's my perspective. I can only speak for myself. So we could buddy up with some of these guys. We could try to help them, you know, join their campaigns. Go out there and speak to people. Get your family members registered to vote. I got a whole guide on how to do that stuff. You can get them to get online and fill out their registry, etc., etc. It does not need to be complicated. It can be easier than what we think, but it is the people who need to take the initiative and get out there and act en masse to get people to the polls this upcoming midterm election.